Is it balanced? Moving backwards.
Hi guys, so today we're going to be doing a story time of
how we met.
Yes,
It's
because
going to be very exciting.
I love how we met videos. I watch them all the time. And I
thought you were going to say I love how we met.
I do love how we met.
Same.
But I also always wanted a good story to tell. And we are in my favorite place ever. Let this story be a testament to what happens when you put God first.
Right.
Right? You would say that?
100%.
Okay.
We would not be here if we were not putting God first.
100%.
No leaps of faith, no us.
No us.
Nah. I'm going to start a little back.
Yeah. Like when back? Like right before the show?
Nah.
At the show?
When Montel just liked my picture. But I would make it.
Yeah. I like that story. All right, cool.
Because it's a very cool story.
It is.
Yeah.
Shout out Montel Fish. He's a big part of the story.
We wouldn't be together without him.
For real. Okay.
That's the home. All right, so me and this guy, Caleb Kent, a good homie, shout out to him as well. We made a painting together, posted it on Instagram, and it was on my art account too, which only had 230 followers at the time. Now it has 240 because I don't even use it. But it's crazy. Montel Fish just liked the picture of that painting one day when I was driving up the hill. And immediately I DM'd him because I had been listening to his worship, and I was like, bro, God definitely made him like this picture, because you're not just going to come upon this art randomly. So I DM'd him a couple of times. He responded. We just started corresponding back and forth, and then eventually we decided to do a concert/art show together. So Do You Feel the Connection, October 2021.
October 9th,
2021. And it was dope. I built a freaking, I don't even know, a camera thing with the handsaw and everything, but that is the background from my point of view.
Of you having a show with Montel.
Of the event.
I vlogged it, but I lost my vlog camera after the event. So.
One day, when you have millions upon millions, someone will have that camera and be like, bruh, I have this content of Karen Adakora unreleased. I'm going to put it out as an NFT.
Okay, I'm sure that's going to happen.
Definitely.
Okay, so from my point of view, it was September 2021 last year. September 2021. And freshly saved, just born again. You guys saw Death to Self series last summer. So the start of school year, I am still, but very focused on God. And I love listening to Montel Fish. And one day I followed him on Instagram, and I was really sad that day, actually. I was going through I was just really sad that day. And I was on Instagram, and I seen a flyer for an art show / concert with Montel Fish in collaboration with Lucas Lovejoy. Actually, it was just Montel Fish x Lovejoy. And I thought Lovejoy was a stage name. I did not think that was a real name.
I made those flyers too.
You made those flyers?
Yeah.
I could put the flyers up on the screen.
Word?
Yeah. I'll show it to them.
You should.
And I saw it, but I wasn't planning on... I had seen it before, but I wasn't planning on going. But that one night that I was, really sad in my room, I just felt like you should go to this thing. Because it's all the way in New York, and I'm in Massachusetts. New York is a 4-hour drive. So when I first saw it, I wasn't thinking of anything. I was like, oh, it's in New York. I'm not going to go. So then I was like, you know what? I actually want to go. I want to get out of Massachusetts. I want to get out of this sad states that I'm in. Physically, the states. And mentally, the states. And, meet new people. I wanted to move to New York also. So I wanted to, I was like, okay, it's going to be good for me to check out, the Christian creative scene, because I knew it would be a lot of Christian people who like art and cool stuff. So I was like, let me go make some connections. So luckily a friend of mine was going to the city that same weekend, so I was like, hey, let me hop in the car with you. So I went by myself. I went on a solo trip to New York City. I went there. I was prepared and I was excited. I knew that it was, I don't know, something in me just told me it would be monumental. I don't know why. Because I just felt like I needed to be there. So I went.
If you delete umen, it's Montel.
Really?
Monumental.
No, tal.
Oh, tal.
Yeah.
Cue the event beginning.
The event is titled, Do You Feel the Connection?
Right.
So how it was set up was that...
Like an art viewing at the beginning.
Yeah, it was...
And then at like 8 or something, it became a concert.
At like 6, it became a concert.
It started at like 3.
Yeah, from 3 to 5, it was an art show where
just vibes.
Where you view his art. And then after that was Montel's performance.
Mm-hmm. And Sophie the homie.
Yeah,
that was her first live show too.
She was really good.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah, I get to the event looking very pretty. Were you?
Facts. And wearing blue because it was all blue.
Yeah, they said everyone wore blue.
Everyone wore blue. Blue out.
I met this girl called Loretta. She was also by herself, and she was Nigerian, so we bonded immediately, and we're like, yeah, you want to stick together? So we stuck together, became instant BFFs, taking pictures of each other, and then she says, oh, my friend knows the artist Lovejoy. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I didn't think much of it, went around my day, and then there was an intermission when, after the art viewing...
then we went to get food.
Yeah, Montel's set was about to start, but they were like...
they had to like move some stuff or something.
Yeah, so they said everybody exit, like take a break and come back at 6. I had some tacos like earlier before I came, and Loretta...
You had more tacos.
Loretta wanted to eat, so we're like, okay, let me take you to the taco place. So we're walking to the taco place, and then Lucas was coming... like
out of the place. I had a burrito or something with my homie.
Yeah.
So that's crazy to think about it that was you. But you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, I know
that
what
was
you
me.
mean.
I was just eating outside. Like that was you. You're just eating inside.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're walking to the taco place. He's coming out of the taco place, and then Loretta's like, "Oh yeah, that's Lovejoy, the artist." And so she said hi, and then they talked about the friend that they had in common. And then Lucas is like, "Oh, what's your name?" Like to me and like the other kid that was next to us. And I was like, Karen, introduce each other. And then you went in for a hug. And I remember Loretta being like, "Oh, a hug." Because I guess it was like not that common for people to be hugging. I think maybe we were expecting like maybe handshakes or something.
True. I'd be hugging. It's more friendly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want why are you trying to be like too formal?
Yeah. You gave us a hug, and then I was like, where's your accent from? And you were like, I'm from Cali. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But here's one detail I'm missing. Right when Loretta said, "Oh, that's Lovejoy, the artist," I was like something. Okay, I'm gonna sound dramatic, and I've told you this before, but I promise, like the wind was knocked out of me for like a split second. It was like, and I felt myself do that, and I was like, why did I just do that? I was like, why did I just like freeze? Like, I don't know this kid, but I never seen you you know what I mean? There was no reason to do that.
My spirit tends to
shut up. So yeah. And then after that, we were like, okay, bye. And then we went to get tacos, and then we're eating, and I look back, and you're eating with your friend. And I was like, oh, they got food as well.
It was pretty good, too.
Yeah. And then after you came back inside, and you were like, oh, the event is starting now, so we're about to head back. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay. So you guys left. We left shortly after, went back to the venue. Like, right when we got there, I remember you telling me, like, I'm trying to get up in the front, but it was packed, so you couldn't. Yeah. So then I was like, go. And he was like, nah, you guys go. So then we tried to get our way to the front, and then I felt back, so I was like, dang, it's his event. He's not even in the front. So I was at the front for a while, and then I see him, like, come right and then just sit there. You had a Sharp in your mouth, and you're, like, biting on it, and I remember thinking, like, you look so hot biting this Sharp. I was like, oh my gosh, he was just like chewing on the Sharpie. And then he was sitting there just like all like, I don't know, he just looked so cool. And then I was like, oh, he made it to the front. So then I waved. I was like, and then you're like, oh. And then in my head, I'm like, why did I just wave like I know this kid for like 5 years?
I want to cue to what I remember.
Okay, what do you remember?
All right, so I remember the event was ending. I had to go look. I was looking for a broom.
Babe,
what?
You're skipping.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, word.
Okay, just maybe one more time. One more time, I felt like you were looking at me, and I got a little shy. But maybe you weren't. Maybe you were just looking in my direction.
I definitely was.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, the event's over. Everyone says bye. Everyone leaves. There was a little meet and greet from Montel, so I took a picture with them. And then we all...
You still have it?
Yeah, I do.
That's so funny. I've never seen it.
I'll show you. I'm alone at this time, and I walked down the train, and I called Clara on the steps of the train, and I'm like, Clara, I don't want to go home. Like, I came all the way from Massachusetts. I didn't really, I don't know what I was looking for, but I was just going with my intuition. You know? I don't know. I was just like, why am I going home? Like,
intuition is where God speaks, I find.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. Not always,
Yeah.
but your conscious is...
Yeah.
It's the quiet voice.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I'm going to go back. I'm just going to go back and, talk to them more. Talk to just the people hosting the event more.
Yeah, because after the event, most of the people left. But it was still open.
Yeah.
So if you really wanted to vibe, you could stay and just speak.
Yeah.
As everyone was cleaning up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so...
Because that takes a while.
I know.
Yeah.
So I knew you guys would still be there. So I'm running at this point. I'm running back. Yes, because... I was running because the train station was kind of far. And, I didn't want you guys to have left by the time I got there.
Yeah.
So I'm running, and in my head while I'm running, I'm like, Holy Spirit, please tell me what to say when I get there. Please tell me what to say when I get there. Because it's awkward. Nobody knows who I am. I'm all alone. Everyone saw me, in the crowd. Okay, I don't think everyone saw me in the crowd, but, if I walked in, nobody knows who I am. Everybody would be like, who's this girl? Why is she here?
I bet you, there was at least one person that recognized you there.
I mean, from the fans, yeah, a couple people recognized me, but not... I don't know. I didn't think any of your friends or his friends... Whatever. I just was like, it's going to be weird if I go back. Why did I leave and come back? What do I say? I don't want it to be awkward. I didn't know what to say when I got there. So I was like, God, tell me what to say. Tell me what to say. So then I get there. And
He actually gave you the perfect thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so you tell your story now, because that's when I come in.
Okay, so I was looking for a broom. I had been looking everywhere. I remember there being a broom in the bathroom. And Karen was... outside the bathroom.
No, baby, you're skipping again. You were talking
remember.
You were talking to
tipsy there.
You were talking to the security guy, and then I came up to
Daryl.
you.
Shout out Daryl.
And what did I
boy.
say?
We still work together.
So when I
I
went there,
I did skip.
When I went there, I didn't see anybody. I saw the first person I saw was Lucas standing right at the door.
You already know.
And then what did I say?
You said, "Where's the bathroom?"
I said, do you guys have a bathroom here? That was the only thing I could come up with. That would
it's pretty natural.
have made sense as to why I returned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, otherwise you're just a quirky.
Yeah, otherwise I just look weird coming back.
So weird.
So I didn't need to pee, but I was like, do you guys have a bathroom here? Because I needed an excuse to be there. And then Lucas was like, yeah, in there. So then I try and go to the bathroom, and someone's in the bathroom. So I open the door, and someone's in there, and I'm like, oh, shoot, sorry. And then there's a seat where Lucas is standing. So I sit kind of next to him, and then we kind of start talking. We just made slight conversation, oh, someone's in the bathroom, haha, yeah. And then yeah.
Didn't I ask oh, did you see them popping a squat?
Yeah, you did say that. I wanted you to say that yourself so that you'd be proud of it.
I'm very proud of it because you did.
I did not see her popping a squat.
Yeah, you did. You opened the door when she was in the bathroom.
But she was standing up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why is she standing up?
I mean, she's probably buttoning up her pants.
I'm just playing. But yeah, I was looking for a broom because I needed to sweep the ground. But I don't know, just something about that interaction. I remembered Karen's vibe. I remembered the good energy flow almost.
Mm-hmm.
We were speaking, I was like, ooh. I kind of felt something. And then Yeah, that was it from the event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you bounce after that?
Yeah, after that, I just left because I was like, all right, I mean, there's nothing else I can really say.
Well, you did it.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just too awkward, so I was like, all right, I'm just going to go. But I think, like, mission was accomplished. You know what I mean? Whatever, like, God's purpose for me coming back was accomplished, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, the next day, Clara calls me, my sister. So the event was called Do You Feel the Connection? She's like, oh, so did you
Feel the connection?
feel any connections? And I was like, you know what? Like, weirdly enough, I feel like I made a connection with Montel's friend. Oh, what does he look like? Let me see. So I sent her a picture of Lucas, and she was like, girl, if you don't hurry up right there
And slide in.
Yeah. And I was like, that's what gave me the thought. Like, I really wasn't thinking anything of it, but after she said, no, for real, I wasn't.
Yeah.
But after she said that, I was like, maybe I will. So I did what any girl would do. I posted a picture in front of his artwork.
Oh, word. That was strategic.
Well, I was going to post that picture anyway.
Wow.
But it was so strategic to tag you in it.
Chess moves.
Mm-hmm. So I took a picture in front of his artwork at the event, and I tagged him in it.
Get you a girl that plays chess.
But I didn't follow him. That's the thing. I tagged you. I tagged you and didn't follow you because I wanted to see if you would think I'm pretty enough to follow me, or if you would remember me to follow me, you know? So I posted a picture. You followed me a little bit after, and then liked it, and then that was it. You didn't even comment or anything. What did you think?
No, I did.
No, you didn't. You
Really?
commented later after we were already a thing. But what were you thinking when you saw that photo?
I just remember seeing your DM.
You didn't see the photo first?
I mean, I think I did, but I actually remember is seeing your DM. I don't really remember seeing the photo, like, and not commenting on it.
Oh, interesting.
Because I only saw your Instagram because of the DM.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
Babe, you followed me. I posted like a couple more times. You liked all of them before I DM'd you. Yes.
That's not how I remember, though.
Oh, that's what happened.
Really?
That's what happened. You saw the photo. You followed
Strange.
me. A couple days later, I kept posting on Instagram. You were liking them. So that's what gave me the, like, okay to DM you.
Interesting. Well, I'm glad you did that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I follow him.
Wow. God really moves.
I know.
There's a lot of things that had to happen for that.
100%.
That's crazy.
This story is long.
Yeah.
And I also like to tell every detail.
I know you do.
I followed him, and I said that he had an art account. So I clicked on his art account.
Whoa.
I clicked on his art account, and I saw that he had a link to a YouTube channel. And I love when people have links to YouTube channels because I always click on them because I want to see what you're doing on YouTube or what that link leads to. So I clicked on the YouTube, and I saw that he had a channel, and he was posting like some like podcast type thingies where it's videos of him painting, but he's talking in the background about like something going on in his life.
Those were good times.
I love those.
Yeah, I would just pull up, paint in my room, and talk about stuff.
Yeah, it was
That
so
was
fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
So I was like, oh, he has a podcast
Yeah.
type thing. Like, I have a podcast too. And I listened to like every single one of them. The minute I found them, I listened to every single one of them because they were so good.
Thanks,
Like
baby.
I thought that you were talking about a lot, and I thought that you were wise, and I was like, there's something, like, there's more to you than just like,
Yeah.
how you looked or your art. Like,
and I wasn't even like saved.
Yeah,
yet.
that's
Yeah.
what I that's kind of what I like too, because I didn't, not that I like that. Some of the things you said were red flags. I was like, oh, I don't think I want to go near this kid.
Shoot.
But there was a lot of things that, like, I could see that you were really battling like world versus God. Like, in all the episodes I was listening to, was like, this kid talks about God. He was talking about God a lot in them, but then at the same time he was talking about the things he was doing that he knew were sinful, but like wanted to stop. Like, you would always go back and forth and be like, oh, something blah blah blah, God, blah blah blah. Then be like, oh, but I just can't stop going to the club. And like You were just, and I was like, this, like, I really related to it. And I was like, look at this kid, like, pouring, like, all his deepest, darkest thoughts out to the universe or to the world. I mean, granted, they only had, like, 10 views, but still.
Exactly. I think one of them probably had, like, 30.
Yes, one of them had 33. I'll give you that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Hey, that's Jesus' age.
That's true, huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, I was like, I like that because I was like, he's open, vulnerable, talented, wise. He loves God. He's just kind of battling a little bit with the world. But so was I, you know? But I could see the desire.
And I liked that too. When I looked at your channel, I was like, oh, she's real as well. Because one of the first videos I saw was when you were throwing away that weed butter. And I was like, oh, nice. We can talk about weed. It's crazy that I used to be on that wave.
Yeah. So I listened to all his podcasts, and then
So funny.
this is the episode that made me DM him. He's talking about like how he's like angry. He's been angry recently. And these episodes were from like 2 months ago, okay? So like it wasn't even who you were at the time. It was like 2 months ago So he's talking, he's like, yeah, I've been angry. I've been very like angry recently, but I've been listening to a lot of Ghanaian drill. Shout out G4 Boys, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I had to pause it. That's when I was like, he's been listening to what? I was super.
Did you even know G4 Boys?
Yes.
I would.
I listened to G4 Boys like, I only listened to one song. But I was happy that you were listening to Ghanaian drill. And you knew Yao Tog and everyone.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, I was like,
Because I looked up a Ghana drill playlist. After hearing all G4 Boys songs, I was like, bro, I have to find more. So I used to actually just type in, like,
Ghana drill
and play, like, the song. Like,
but, yeah.
this person need to chill, bro.
Yeah, they're ruining our video. Okay. That's when I felt the inkling to message him, because already I was liking a lot of what he was saying in his podcast episode, and they resonated. But when he mentioned the Ghana drill, that's when I knew, like, okay, this boy, there's something about him that I have to talk to him. Like, I have to get to know him more. So then I messaged him, and I said, hey, been listening to your podcast episode. I think they're really dope. I think you should make more, because he hadn't made one in like 2 months. And I heard the episode where you talk about Ghana drill, like, you're right. Oh, yeah, he said Ghana drill is the best drill. So I messaged him, I was like, yeah, you're right. Ghana drill is the best drill. And then you can talk from your part of receiving the DM and responding.
For sure, yeah. I think I didn't see it for a couple of days somehow. I feel like I didn't respond immediately. You
responded the next day.
I did?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I remember, like, looking through my DMs and then being like, oh, I remember this girl. And then this is how I remember it.
Okay.
I remember this girl. And then I looked at your account and I was like, oh, dang, she posted a picture of my art. Like, that's what's up. And then I looked at your podcast and I was like, bruh, she's getting a hell of views. I have like 30 views. I'm trying to do an interview with her, to be honest. Let's see. I think we just started like DMing from there, but the vibe was so good. It's crazy how well we got along immediately. Yeah. And then by the time we actually like were planning the podcast, I was hella excited to speak with you, because I had a feeling like this is going to be good. Yeah. Like, something's going on here.
Yeah. He was like, oh, I see that you have a podcast. I love that it's about God too. Like, do you want to do a collab? And even before he said that, I was thinking I wanted to do a podcast with you. And then when you said it before I did, I screenshot it and I sent it to Claire. I was like, yo, he even said it before I did. Aww. So then I was like... You
know me? I'm always thinking about the moves.
Oh, yeah. Money moves always.
Money moves.
We're like, yeah, let's do a podcast. So we scheduled for a date like a week after. We set a date and a time. And we're like, all right, I'll meet on Zoom. Let's film a podcast for like an hour. And I remember being excited too, but I also remember being so nervous. I was like, what am I like? I hope I'm not awkward. That's what I was thinking.
I did a bunch of research before we called. Like, I went through your YouTube page, watched a bunch of different videos. Like,
you were taking notes. You told me.
Yeah.
Same with you. I was like, writing down some questions for you, because we were thinking this is just gonna be like a podcast interview.
Yeah.
But right before the podcast interview, I hit up Clara. I was like, what do I message him? Like, and then I told her, I'm going to treat this as a first date. That's what I said. I said, I'm going to treat this podcast interview as a first date. Okay, like, what questions should I ask?
That's crazy.
I know. And then we got on Zoom. We did not record a podcast episode for an hour. We talked for almost 4 hours.
Really?
On Zoom, yes. Yeah.
Wow.
You don't remember?
I didn't know it was almost 4 hours.
It was almost 4
That's
hours.
Crazy.
We talked for almost 4 hours.
We've also had a 5-hour FaceTime.
Yeah, but it's so crazy that our first conversation, like full-on conversation, was 4 hours over Zoom when we thought we were just going to meet up for an hour and do a podcast
And I wanted way more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It
then
just kept going.
It just kept going. And it didn't, like, there was not one break or pause or awkward silence or
I don't
awkward
think we've
moments.
ever had an awkward silence. We've never had an awkward silence while being together. Yeah. I mean, obviously we're past that point because, like, even if it's silent, then even if it's awkward, it doesn't feel like
it's awkward.
Oh, this is an awkward moment.
Yeah,
but like
we
never had that at the beginning.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
And
I might release the podcast. I might.
We should.
I recorded 1 hour of it.
Quality is garbo though.
Quality is a little boof because it's Zoom, but that was our first ever full on conversation. I'm glad I got some of it on.
Even Feiji said, "Oh, this is like a date."
Yeah. Okay. So I had planned on editing it and posting it, and my friend Feiji was watching it with me, and she's like, I feel like I'm intruding. Like, this feels like you guys are, like, on a date. She
really knows the vibes.
Yeah.
Like, she's good at knowing the vibes.
Yeah. And then, so we talked on Zoom for, like, 3.5 hours. And then I had to go because my friend was literally outside. Like, I had plans. And then he had plans. He said somebody was coming over to learn how to do Roth IRA or something. You were gonna teach your friend how to do like RIA stuff. And I remember getting on Zoom and I was thinking like,
that's so funny.
I was thinking like, dang, like something just happened here. And then right before we got off, we were talking about music again, and he said he was gonna send me a song, and I was like, okay, no, you said, oh, this song is really good. I was like, play it, and you're like, no, it doesn't sound good over Zoom. Let me send it to you. What's your number? I was like, oh gosh, here we go.
Smooth.
And then I was like, okay,
Smooth.
And
that's pretty good.
Before I hung up, I was like, okay.
That's pretty good.
I'm sorry, I feel like I'm not letting you talk.
Huh? I mean, this is your channel, babe.
I guess.
Yeah, this is your channel.
But it's our
talk
story.
A lot on my channel.
It's our story.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get excited.
Babe, I would rather have you, like, whenever I see myself, I'm like, oh, I hope, like, it's mostly you.
Okay, what did you think during the Zoom? Let's do that. What were you thinking during the Zoom call? I feel like you already said that, but...
What was I thinking? Honestly, when I have conversations, I love speaking to people so much that I'm, like, in a flow state. I was just vibing, feeling super good.
Yeah, I
laughing.
thought the conversation was fun.
I mean, I remember thinking you looked mad cute. Because you had those, like, purplish earrings or something in a beige outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were looking really fine. I remember thinking your art in the back was trash. And that it should be some of mine. And, yeah, that I wanted to keep talking.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, same. I remember thinking that, like, oh, this isn't awkward at all. And that you were really fun to talk to. And... yeah, we were on the same thing. We talked about everything. I mean, it was 3.5 hours.
Because I was trying to flirt with you as well.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it, and I don't know. We had a lot of things in common. I remember I was like, we have way more in common than I thought. We talked about God, life, creativity, passion, career, everything. And then before I left, you said that I should send you a voice message of my thoughts on the song instead of sending it as a text. So I said, okay. So I texted you like that. I sent you that night, like, my thoughts.
I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, you pulled
my
some
game is tight, babe.
You have some good game.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, uh-oh, he's a whore. Sorry.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, uh-oh, he's too good at this. He's done this too many times.
I hope.
But, yeah, and then after that, we just sent voice messages back and forth for, like, 2 weeks.
The conversation never stopped.
Yeah, it never
except for
stopped.
one day.
Oh,
You didn't respond for a full day, and then I was like, all right, I won't respond for the whole day.
Because
then-
I stopped responding because I was like, okay, I'm like, we're talking too much. Like, I don't want this. I told God I was gonna be single for some time and focus on Him. Like, I don't like it.
Focusing on Him.
I know.
Me.
So I was like, I'm not gonna respond. And then the day that I didn't message him for a day, I checked my stories because I'm posting cute things so that he sees. I check my story and I slide up and it says Cheryl Lovejoy, his mother. I was like, this boy told his mom about me.
I didn't.
Okay. So I was like, his mom is watching my story. That's when I was like, oh, I'm in. It's done. So then I was like, okay, I guess I have to message him now.
So
Then I messaged him. I messaged him. I said, you look a lot like your mom. He goes, oh, did you run into her or something? I'm like, bruh.
That's the funniest.
That was the stupidest response. Kept talking a little bit more.
Bruh,
Kept praying to God for confirmation. But I'll tell you guys in another video or maybe a podcast of like all the confirmations I received from God about Him and how and what to look for when a guy approaches you and like before getting in a relationship, what to look for, how to ask for confirmation, how to look for confirmation. But I dreamt about this one, like way before I met him. So God reminded me of the dream, but I'll tell you guys another time. And then...
how long you should hang out before going to his house for 4 days.
Guys, we talked for 2 weeks, and then he said, you should come down to New York City. I was like, why? He's like, because I like you. I was like, fine. So then I went to New York.
I recorded that message like 10 times, I'm not gonna lie.
You were nervous to send it?
Yeah, I wanted it to sound like,
smooth.
Yeah, not
was
like I was
smooth.
nervous.
You know, but I could tell you were nervous, because you were like, and I feel like I'm into you. Okay, sorry. Cut that out. And so I packed my stuff, went to his place for 4 days. Like,
I'm surprised you put that in the video. Hey,
that's the true story.
True story.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. She
But
didn't even kiss me until like later.
day 2.
Day 2,
but day 2 is when he acted like.
Yeah, I asked her.
I went to see him for the first time since the show because we didn't really remember each other from the show.
Yeah.
So when we hung out for the first time, it was like I was hanging out with kind of like, that was the first time hanging out with you.
It was the first time we hung out.
I didn't feel nervous or crazy or anything about like staying at his place. Because I was like, where else am I going to stay? It's not like I'm going to go to New York and book a hotel. Like, I'm only coming to see him. And if he has an apartment, like, why would I?
Except you were yelling, get me out of here.
Feiji is the one that gave me a ride because she was going to the city as well. Gave me a ride. And then right when the GPS said I was 1 minute away, I rolled down my window and I was like, get me out of this car, please. I was so nervous. But then we got there, everything was fine. Like, it was a little awkward in the beginning.
True. Maybe we did have like an awkward moment at the beginning.
Just like, for like 5 minutes though.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was nice. And then the next day, he asked me to be his girlfriend. I'm like, I've only been here 1 day. So I said no. But then the next day...
No, you didn't say no.
Okay, I actually didn't say anything.
Hey.
I actually didn't say anything. I was like,
Hey.
I was like, are you serious? Like, for real? And I was like, he's like, yeah, why not?
Outside of the mat at a bench. And right before that, we saw a homeless man come up from behind us wearing a Jesus outfit.
This story is crazy.
Crazy. He was like, what did he say? Like, hi, I'm Jesus or something.
Yeah, he said I'm God.
Yeah, he said something crazy. And then we thought it was an angel because he came out of nowhere. We were just sitting in the
wearing
park.
A Jesus costume.
Wearing a Jesus outfit. And, you know, we're Jesus freaks.
Yeah.
And then it did not turn out as planned.
Yeah, it was not Jesus at all. It was a homeless guy just asking for money.
Yeah,
but maybe
like,
that was a
company.
sign. Yeah.
I'm starting a company. I need money.
That was a sign, though. Right before he appeared, he asked me to be his girlfriend, and I was kind of like stalling. I was like, I feel like we should talk a little bit more about this because, like, you know, this is a very serious decision.
Put on the brakes.
Yeah, let's slow down a little bit. And then in my head, I'm praying to God, like, God, should I say yes? Should I say yes? Like, show me a sign. And then Jesus walks out of from behind us, from the bushes, right in front of us. We're like, what? I was shocked. I was like, what?
That's crazy.
But I still didn't take that as a sign to say yes. It wasn't until...
A very cautious woman.
After, like an hour later, he's like, oh, my friend is having a worship event. Do you want to come with me? And I was like, oh, he wants to go to a worship event on a Friday night. Okay. So I went, and it was like just seeing you. I
can't believe that's before we were together.
Yeah.
But in my mind, you were my girlfriend already.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I didn't even say yes.
Yeah,
the question was
manifested
it. So, yeah, seeing him in that setting, like worshiping, praying, reading the Bible, talking to people. I remember there was a kid that, like, was talking really low or something. I don't know. People couldn't
that
hear
dude
him.
was the homie.
Yeah, and like you were the only one like actively like trying to listen to him.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Aw."
That's because he was cool. Like, he was a chill vibe. He added me on Facebook.
Aw.
Remember, his name was
like
crazy.
Yeah. The next day we had a fun day.
Hot Pot. That was the best day.
We got massages.
Oh my gosh, I dropped a rat.
Yeah, he spent a lot of... We went to Hot Pot. No, we went to get massages, and then we went to eat Hot Pot, and then he was like, you still haven't answered my question. And I was like, if you ask it again, I'll say yes.
And then I said, will you be my girlfriend? She said, yeah.
I said, yeah. I said, yeah. And then later we got boba, and it was the best day.
Best boba.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was so good. Oh my gosh,
but it was freezing.
It was really cold that day, yeah.
Yeah, and they made us sit outside. I remember being tight about that.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is not how we met anymore. Now we're just talking about our relationship.
Yeah, so that is the story of us.
This is our superhero origin story.
Yeah, and now we're gonna rule the world. Okay, thank you. I love you too. Thank you guys for watching. Should I post all 50 minutes of this?
It's your video.
I'm gonna do it.
Do it then.
Minimal editing, 3%. Off-white,
2%.
Virgil
Abloh.
Okay.
Want some Ailo?
No! I will talk to you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story. And for everyone who's been requesting a How We Met story, I hope you like it because it is a fun story. And I'm happy to present it to you.
Salute you.
Yes.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.